And hello to our listeners out there. You're here for the Victorian Women's Football League Round 7 of the Premier Division. We've got Melbourne Uni playing the Eastern Devils here at Coburg City Oval. My name's Bobby McCumber, and with me commentating today, we've got David Speed. How you doing, Speedy?
I'm doing very well, and I just might say to the viewers out there, you're missing out on a treat. Bobby looks absolutely fantastic in his commentary box today.
Oh, I got my hair and I got my makeup done, especially for you, Speedy. So
I'm a very lucky boy.
Enjoy. Now, we believe...
The other way, it kind of does swing around towards that.
And Stacey Burke, our field umpire, has thrown the ball up. It's a fairly even contest. No, Lou Watton has got the tap. Can't get the pick up. Melbourne Uni get the handball out, and they've kicked it out to their forward flank. Caitlin Ashmore is out there. She's got a player on her. She ducks and weaves, gets the handball out, does get tackled. Handball's good. Another handball out to a Melbourne Uni player. Coming back into Caitlin, but that's missed it and intercepted by Eastern Devils. Eastern Devils now got the ball kicking into the centre. Shelley Beggs was the target, but it's missed and it has been turned over again to Melbourne Uni. Inside the forward 50 for Melbourne Uni, Alicia Eva has had a shot on goal, and she's got the first goal of the match in the first minute, I think that was, Speedy.
Yeah, absolutely. Really fantastic play there from Melbourne Uni. Shelley Beggs did actually run over the top of the footy on the cricket pitch. It's bounced up a little bit and it's fallen straight in Nicola Stevens' lap, and she's really sent that forward well. I think around the ground today, you're really going to have to chuck the ball to keep it in front of you. If it does slip over, you could pay the price. Yeah.
Now, one of the players you mentioned then, Nicola Stevens, number 21 for Melbourne Uni. She was number 18 in the National Women's Draft, and she's going to be playing for the Western Bulldogs during Women's Round.
Yeah, a lot of potential, Nicola Stevens. I think it'll be a great match-up with her and Shelley Beggs on the half-forward flank today.
Melbourne Uni look to get the favourable tap out there, but goes straight to an Eastern Devil, who's tackled down by Melbourne Uni. Melbourne Uni get their hands out. It's called too high.
Ash By there.
Got the free kick.
Ash By sends it along to a half-forward flank. No one can take a mark. Ball falls down to the bottom of the pack. I think we'll have a ball up around about 50 out from Melbourne Uni's goal, half-forward flank. Ball goes up. Watton loses the tap out to Spark. Picked up by Joe Watton, but can only go as far as the tackle being made. Second effort again. Handball over the top from Alicia Murraywood. Still knocking it forward. We've gone about 1 metre from where the initial bounce was. Bit scrappy at the moment. Ball falls out the back. Switched out wide from Hutchins. Goes wide out towards the wing. Long running towards the boundary. I think the boundary is going to beat them both. No, it still stays in. Melbourne Union recover well. Hands back inboard. Picked up there by Stevens. Drops what she should have taken. And there will be a ball up. Centre wing.
Now, you know a few of the players here from the Eastern Devils. You were there a couple of years ago coaching, was it?
Yeah, coached the reserves there for 2 years, which was quite enjoyable. So I should have an understanding of most of their players.
Lou Watton's got the ball and she's kicked it down to the centre. She's hit the target. Unfortunately, it's bounced off. And Melbourne Uni have put the pressure on, tackling right in. It's going to be a ball up.
Yeah, you've really got to hit those targets today. I mean, it's not really wet down there. It's a little bit dewy, but it's certainly not wet. And I think drop mark's really going to hurt you later towards today. Ball out the back now for Melbourne Uni. Here's Angelica Gogo. Sits it long towards a half-forward flank. No one can pick it up cleanly. Bit of a scrap. Melbourne Uni keep knocking it forward. Picked up over the round of the back on the half-back flank from Eastern Devils to kick it long wide across the switch to Shelley Beggs. Shelley Beggs 70 out. Sends it in towards the 50. One-on-one. Melissa Beatles over the top of her head. Tries to knock it forward. No, can't do. Someone's sitting on top of the footy. And we'll have a ball up 35 metres out from goal.
I believe we've got Emma Phillips playing down there. She's playing on Beatles. So two of the veterans of the VWFL, both been playing in the league for over 10 years, I believe so.
Yeah, fantastic to see them both out there. Beggs, quick kick out of the pack. Beatles! Melissa Beatles, front spot. Brilliant roving work there from Shelley Beggs after that bounce. Melissa Beatles have a shot about 7 metres out on an acute angle.
And she is the leading goal kicker for the league at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see if she slots this one.
This is to the near side.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think that's the way that the difference between the two sides today. I think Melbourne Uni will use a lot of handballs and try and play on as much as possible. I think the ground will suit them with them playing on a home ground of this size. I think the Devils, on the other hand, they will like that competitive in and under congested type footy where they can shark those contests and bang it on the boot quickly.
Melbourne Uni kicking out. It's gone in short and has hit the target. Melbourne Uni going back. It's coming out to the wing. Emma Carney, no, Sparks is the target. She's hit that. Emma Carney running to the left of her. Sparks kicks forward, hits another target from Melbourne Uni. Pushing it along the wing side here. Gogoz has the ball and chipped it in short. Looks like it's going to be intercepted by Jessica Foster from Eastern Devils. Eastern Devils now have the ball. Chipped back to Jess Foster, who gets a handball out. Eastern Devils kicking forward into their 50 at the moment. Moana Hope was the target, who's moved across from VU St Albans Spurs this year, playing with Eastern Devils, where she was a few years ago, I believe, as well. So she'll know a lot of the girls. We're going to have a boundary throw in on the 50-metre arc.
Yeah, it's actually good just to see Mo playing footy. I think there was rumours going around over summer that she wasn't going to play at all, but it's actually good to see her out on the park.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ball thrown in, picked up by Nicola Stevens that falls over the back. Handballs to Spark, handballs to McAvoy, handball around the back again. Quick clearance out of defence, but it only goes straight as far as Jessica Foster. 65 out from goal, commentary side, switches it back inside. Watton, no further to goal, but certainly a lot better angle. Lou Watton, we should say, with the two Wattons being out there and the two Fosters.
Yeah. Jo normally up here in the box. She's down on the ground now. So Emma Carney from Melbourne Uni has kicked the ball out of the defensive 50, but it's kicked straight to an Eastern Devils, who kicked it straight back into the 50 to Beatles, who unfortunately dropped some marks, picked up by Melbourne Uni. Beatles got some good pressure on there, but unfortunately the umpire's called holding the player. So Melbourne Uni have the ball.
Brilliant. There's no girl out there who's not in our record. Number 95. We'll have to try and get on top of that by quarter time. Turns it over straight away. Stirred, I believe that is, on the far wing. Looking to send it back inboard. Begs up. Brilliantly punched away by Stevens. And we'll knock it towards the boundary. Play on. Yes, it is. As the ball comes back inside, Cuthbertson now draws it back inside towards 50. McDeck. Brilliant lead.
Great kick by Cuthbertson there. Hitting a target.
Yeah, she's very good skills, BJ. It's just the tank that you've got to worry about. Oh.
Hands in the back there from Melbourne Uni, and Lou Watton gets a free kick about 30 metres out from goal.
I thought she might have got away with one there. I certainly didn't think it was a free kick at first.
She certainly had the hands in the back, but, I mean, Watto's twice her size. Surely she's got to give her something.
Watton lining up to get the Devils' first goal on the board for the day. 35 out, straight in front. It's through the middle. The Devils are in front.
Captain's goal there. She's done well there, Lou Watton. I think there's going to be a good contest today, not only in the ruck between Watton and Sparks, but we've seen it on the flank here between Shelley Beggs and Nicola Stevens. Definitely going to be a good contest there throughout the day.
Yeah, back on Lou Watton, it's interesting because we were just talking before the game about the advantage of your ruckman going forward kicking goals. We're talking about Astor O'Connor doing that. And straight away, as soon as we mention it, Lou Watton does kick the first goal, and they're invaluable for a side.
Absolutely. We've got Sarah Darcy coming onto the field now from the Eastern Devils. Sarah Darcy was number 34 pick during the national draft, and she's playing for the Western Bulldogs against Lou Watton for the women's round. Stacey Burke balls the ball up in the centre to Sparks' advantage. Darcy is straight off the bench, has got their hands back to Lou Watton. Eastern Devils had control. It's been intercepted now by the Muggers. Ball's on the ground.
You can throw a blanket over all of them at the moment. It's like under 10s footy, this.
It's a little bit scrappy at the moment. So, and Emma Carney, number 10 pick through the national draft, has got the kick out. She's been a big part of the Melbourne Uni Football Club for ever since arriving. I think in her first year she won the best and fairest. So, chipping into the forward 50 of Melbourne Uni. It's going to be a boundary throw in about 30 out.
I believe that's the first sighting from our fellow commentator there. Jo Watton at fullback. I don't believe... Have we actually seen her had a possession yet?
Oh.
We better not say that.
Oh, yes.
We'll get in trouble. I'll get a clip over the ears.
We've got a boundary throw in. Scoreboard end, Melbourne Uni's forward 50.
Ball comes in. Two ruckmen go at it. Knocked it. Watton taps to her advantage back towards the boundary, trying to congest things. Melbourne Uni trying to clear it out, and it looks like, yeah, they have cleared it out. No, it's gone straight to the Devils. Long kick out of the back line, straight towards the wing. 2-on-1 situation. Let's see what we can work out here. Free kick for holding on. Well worked there from, especially by the player that was outnumbered there. And 25.
And Moana Hope from Eastern Devils kicking forward. Ball drops a little bit short for Foster, but she picks it up on the bounce. Ball going forward, and the target is Shelley Beggs, taking a great mark, used her body well there against Nicola Stevens. She's looking in for Beatles again. She's a target there for the Eastern Devils. Unfortunately, the ball's tapped down. Alicia Eva getting the crumbs, handballing it out to Melbourne Uni, fumbling the ball. Nicola Stevens gets a clean possession. Gets a run, takes a bounce. Still got time, takes another bounce. Running it out of the forward after the defensive 50, but it's intercepted.
Brilliant intercept mark there from Murraywood. Fantastic. Hutchins now on the wing, gets a handball long up the line. Vanderstadt downfield, gets a handball back across to Murraywood. Murraywood sends him inside 50, but there's only Spark and Phillips. Phillips gets looking for the handball, can't find anyone. Now McAvoy hands it back along the line. Here's Alicia Eva. Alicia Eva looking for a target down the wing. One-on-one situation. Brilliant mark by Ash Byer on a half-back flank here. Not much to play with up forward. Not a lot of movement. Sends the ball long and down the line. Hutchins goes up, takes a brilliant intercept mark.
She's strong there, always in the half-back line and pushing forward there. So Meg Hutchins stabbing the ball 40 metres. Moana Hope was the target, but Melbourne Uni got the hands first to it. No one's ball at the moment. Once again, ball's tucked in and the umpire's going to ball it up.
Yeah, it's one of those things, unless you've got a lot of fluent movement, you know, as soon as the ball stops when you're trying to target forward, it's very hard and it gives the time for the players like Hutchins and that to set up from behind the footy.
Eastern Devils have got the free kick here. The umpire hasn't said play on. We're going to get 50 metres. Emma Carney has come across the mark there. And looks like she's coming off. Yeah,
25-metre penalty straight off.
Candice Freeman has the ball now. So she's about 30 metres out, having a shot on goal, about a 45-degree angle. It looks like a decent kick.
Yeah, she's got that straight through the middle.
She's topped that beautifully. 3/4 of the way up the post as well. That's a nice goal. Another one there to the Eastern Devils, who are looking quite good now. Melbourne Uni did get that first goal nice and quick, but Melbourne Uni, beg your pardon, Eastern Devils seem to have control of the last, 5 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, the past couple of minutes, they're really playing that, as I say, that congested in and out footy, and they're trying to slow Melbourne Uni coming out of defence down, which hopefully sets them up for, Alicia Murraywood and Hutchins to try and get that third person up to try and stop their quick run into the forward 50. I think if Melbourne Uni get back in this game, they really need to play on as much as they can.
Lou Watton gets a tap out, tries to get the second one, but it's called a throw by Beardmore, the field umpire there. Melbourne Uni's kicked it out to their forward flank. Ball's gone down. No clean possession once again. Melbourne Uni do get the scrappy handball out, goes for the second, decides to kick forward. And it's intercepted once again, Eastern Devils.
Yeah, Alicia Murraywood there. Hands back, plays on to Hutchins, looking for an even wider kick, can't find it. Another handball out to Murraywood again, using the 1-2, trying to spread it and create space on this wing. Goes wide, Lou Watton takes a mark, half-back flank. Looking for a target up forward, numbers back for Melbourne Uni, so she sends it wide to find the running player in Robbie Foster, who's worked very hard to get a kick there. Robbie Foster right on the boundary now, sends it inboard. Up goes McGett, can't quite get there. Ash Vanderstadt managed to bring it down. Picked up here by, missed who that was now, McNamara. McNamara keeps it in front of McGett. Quick kick down the line. Oh, brilliant tackle, knocks it loose of the footy. Straight in goes Hope to try and stop it up, but the Melbourne Uni trying to clear it. Ball still keeps moving free. Percival has a handball up the line. Brilliantly taken, back to 1-2, and she sends it in towards 50. 1-on-1, up goes the mark. Oh, brilliant mark by Joe Watton. Play on, the umpire says. Hands.
Now, Percival from Melbourne Uni worked extremely hard there. She's fantastic. Melbourne Uni have got the ball, handballing it out to no one. They've got the handball out now, and they're going to centre the ball, but it is intercepted again by Eastern Devils. Eastern Devils, that's not Shelley Beggs up there, is it?
No, it should be Fiona Sturt, number 8. They do look alike from a distance, and with my eyes, lucky they're playing opposite sides of the ground. Otherwise, I'd be doing the same thing. It's been said before.
You back there? All right, I think we're back, and there we are. We're back. Sorry about that. The ball seems to be in the forward 50 for Eastern Devils. Now we're going to have a ball up from field umpire Stacey Burke. Sorry about that. To our listeners out there, ball's gone up. Lou Watton and Sparks. Good contest once again. Watton gets the favourable tap there. Jess Foster, tackle down, gets a handball out, doesn't go too far. Melbourne Uni once again getting the clearance and booting it outside defensive 50. Eastern Devils got the handball, looks like a throw, and Stacey Burke has called the throw.
Brilliant pressure from Melbourne Uni there. Brilliant pressure to knock that out. Ball flies up the wing. Good mark taken there by Ashmore. Ashmore looking for a target. Only goes as far as Sarah Darcy. Sarah Darcy playing up the ground today. Sends it back in towards half forward. Mark taken on the half forward flank. Goes in towards 50. Up towards the Hope direction. Drops what she could have taken. Good second effort as she switches it inboard. Nicola Stevens though straight on top of it straight away. And plays on brilliantly. Sending the ball back where it come from. 2-on-1 here for Ashmore. Ashmore lets it go overhead and runs it towards the boundary. And we will have a throw in on the far wing.
Yeah, Moesha worked hard to get that ball, but unfortunately she's dropped that chest mark and then kicked it in ball, got the intercept there from Melbourne Uni. So
it was a brilliant second effort to get back into it. She was off balance, but she did really well on the second effort to keep it alive.
Yep. Melbourne Uni now kicking the ball forward into their forward flank and the ball goes out. We're going to have another boundary throw in. The score as it is at the moment, we've got the Devils 2 goals 1 to the Muggers 1 goal zip.
It's very interesting today. I mean, both sides are doing something a little bit different to what I would have thought. Sarah Darcy is playing up the ground a little bit, and Melbourne Uni are using about 3 or 4 players through full forward without one stationary target.
Fortunately, they haven't been able to hit a target cleanly or take a clean mark up forward, Melbourne Uni. So Eastern Devils working hard back there in the back line. They've got the ball running through the centre now, taking a mark there. Emma Oliver kicks it forward. Cuthbertson, that is. Kicking forward once again. Unfortunately, he hasn't hit a target. And once again, we've got Beatles around the area, but there's 4 Melbourne Uni players, so we get the clearance quite easily now. Melbourne Uni towards the wing. We've got a good shepherd there by Emily Paterno against Cuthbertson. Jessica Foster from the Eastern Devils has the ball out in the wing. Chipping inboard, looking for her captain, Lou Watton. Ball's dropped. Melbourne Uni have the ball in possession. Oh, it's a good chase down by Eastern Devils, but unfortunately couldn't hold the tackle. Coming forward, Meg Hutchins from Eastern Devils tries to get the punch over there. It's anyone on the ball at the moment. We can't quite get full possession of it. Melbourne Uni got the ball, but can't seem to quite get it inside their 50.
Ball in transition now from the Devils. Sarah Darcy sends it long towards the Shelley Beggs direction. Ball drops right in front of her on the wing. Looking inboard now, she switches it on her left. Only turns it over only as far as... There's another player. We're missing a couple of numbers out there. And I'm getting confused very easily here. There's a few players with a few different numbers out there. Pound now at centre half forward. Sends it inside 50 towards the Spark direction. Can't mark it, but she bodies it very well and knocks it forward. McNamara across the half back line. Handball from Scott. Only as far as Joe Watton, but she's... sends it wider towards the boundary. Hutchins clears it outside 50 from the danger area. Ashby is going to be the first onto it. Melbourne Uni outnumbering here as she looks to go send it back in towards the corridor. Brilliant mark in the middle of the ground as she's looking for a target up forward. This is where they really need a target, Melbourne Uni. We spoke about this before, about the few different players that they're playing out of the forward line. And you know, it sometimes can get confusing, and at times like that, you really don't know who your target to kick to is.
We've had it down here a lot, but as we said, it just keeps bouncing out of that 50 metres, the forward 50 for Melbourne Uni. We've got a boundary throw in, goes over the pack, and we're going to throw it in again.
It is funny to see. I mean, the transition from the AFL, you know, it sneaks down to the lower levels very quickly. There's only 2 players in the forward half of the ground for the Devils at the moment.
Means Beetle's going to have to do a bit of running.
Throw in now, clearance from Melbourne Uni. Ball, brilliant ball.
Emma Carney, look at this one. Sells the dummy and puts
it in. Only as far as Joe Watton. The clearance goes out the back towards Hutchins. Hutchins handballs over the top to Sarah Darcy. Now back to Hutchins. Handballing over the top again towards Ash Vanderstadt. She's got a lot of work to do. Drops, doesn't clean up what she should have. Causes a stoppage in the forward half of the ground. No one can get clean possession at the moment. We'll have a throw of about 40 metres out from goal.
I do apologise. I was sidetracked by the dummy that Emma Carney pulled back there and forgot to call the game.
Ball goes up only as far as Ash Vanderstadt, and there will be another ball up.
Well, the weather is certainly a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And considering we're inside instead of outside, it's fantastic.
I'm definitely preferring this. The Devils here trying to switch the footy again to work it out. Sarah Darcy, a long kick across the ground towards the Emma Oliver direction. Drops the chest mark. Picked up here by Carver Moore. Handball. No, it was a throw.
It's called a throw there. It did look like a quick handball. Umpires called it a throw. So they've obviously got a better view than we do.
Yes, we are.
We're struggling with the names, let alone the calls.
Yes.
But Melbourne Uni, look, they've got a shot on goal. So to even up the goal tally, Melbourne Uni have a shot at 25 metres out. At a 45-degree angle with that. Kick looks good. Melbourne Uni have got the goal.
Yeah, that was very good work by Melbourne Uni there. They've had the ball in the forward line for the last couple of minutes, and I think that's what worked for them best. They've really shut down the switching and really could put a bit of pressure on. The Devils couldn't clear it. They couldn't get it towards Meg Hutchins, who uses the ball to clear a bit, and they've really earned that goal, and it's put them right back in the match.
Got a good game on our hands here, especially in this first quarter. It's going to be a test in the last game. The last quarter with such a big ground. So we'll see who's got the legs. But at the moment, it's definitely a 50-50 contest we've got here. Good ruck contest we've got here as well. Umpire throws the ball up. Lou Watton gets a tap forward, goes straight to a Melbourne Uni player who handballs straight to an Eastern Devils player. Eastern Devils got the handball out. It's a bit of a scrappy ball. No one's picking it up cleanly. Melbourne Uni have got it now. Pushed it forward. They're at least moving the ball forward. We haven't got too many clean possessions, but it's pushing closer and closer towards their goals.
Yeah, that's what I believe is probably going to work best for them. If they just keep the ball alive, keep handballing, keep moving it. You know, there's a lot of young players out there. Keep using that young legs that they've got.
Ball's getting tapped back and forth like a ping pong from both teams. Alicia Eva gets the ball, gets the kick out. Eastern Devils, nice hands out. Kicking to the forward flank. Melbourne Uni players fallen down. Unfortunately, the Eastern Devils players, great tackle there by Nicola Stevens. Umpire says play on. Jess Foster getting tackled down there, right on the boundary line. So we're going to have a throw. Oh no, we're not going to have a throw in. Sorry, we're going to have a ball up.
Geez, Nicola Stevens definitely punches above her weight a little bit. She's such a tiny little girl and she's really, really strong in the core.
Yeah.
Knocked out by Lou Watton, puts it straight towards the corridor. Here's Trent, can't take it. Now picked up from Melbourne Uni. Couple of handballs wide as they go even wider. Anderson now. Gemma Anderson can't get rid of it. Could have been pinged for a throw. Now it gets the second effort as she kicks it long and towards the middle of the ground. Beautiful mark taken. Well. Yeah, done very well for the second effort there. Switched out wide even further towards in the Gogos direction. Kicks it in back towards centre half forward. Not marked, not taken. Now knocked in. Joe Watton over the top. Gives the hands over the back towards Murraywood. Sends it back into the middle of the ground, but only as far as
Wiggles. Victoria Wigglesma.
Yes.
Who's kicked it in forward. Looks like we've hit a target here in Alicia Eva. So she's playing all around the ground, and now she's our tall forward from Melbourne Uni. She's probably about 40 metres out, so might be a bit far, but she's going to have a go. I hope I spoke too soon. Look at this.
Giving it a decent crack.
It's touched on the line. Decent effort, but it's another behind there to Melbourne Uni. So the score's level. We've got 2 goals and 1 apiece.
It's really smart work by Alicia Eva. She's a very good user of the football, and if she can find space in the forward 50 and take marks like that, she can be a very damaging player in the scoreboard.
It's amazing nowadays. All the young ones that are coming through and playing in the VWFL from the youth girls have got 50, 80, some have got 100 games under their belt through all the youth girls stuff. And Alicia Eva's one of those players, so she's got a lot of experience for such a young player.
Brilliant chop off there from Pound. The kick was a short kick inboard, but only got as far as Gabriella Pound, and she's going to have a shot from about 35 out. And she's kicked it.
She's kicked the goal.
Fantastic.
Anyone's game. This is fantastic here down at Coburg City Oval. Muggers have hit the front by 1 goal.
Yeah, to their credit, Melbourne Uni, their forward pressure's been very good so far today. Once they've got the footy in there, they've made it extremely hard, probably after the first couple of minutes, to bring it back out. And, on a cold day, it's not necessarily wet, but it's not, a hard, fast-running game. On a cold day, the more forward pressure you can get, the more chances of goal you're going to have.
They're certainly converting and making the most of their chances up forward now. Got a ball up in the centre again. Taps even Melbourne Uni get the clean possession, kick it into their forward 50. At the top of the 50 for Melbourne Uni, ball hits the ground. No clean position as yet. We've got a call from the umpire. It's a high tackle to the Eastern Devils. Eastern Devils going out to the wing. Ball bounces in front of the Eastern Devils, but the pressure's on with Melbourne Uni now. Umpires called against Melbourne Uni. Eastern Devils have control and their half-back flank. Good defence there by Melbourne Uni. We've got a good contest. Ball spills down again. No one's got clean possession, and Jessica Foster gets tackled down to the ground. She had no chance to get her into that. The umpire's going to have a ball up.
Yeah, the momentum's definitely changed around towards the Muggers now. They're playing really good footy. They're getting to everything.
So after first quarter, we have scores 2 goals 1 to the Devils and 3 goals 1 to Melbourne Uni. So Melbourne Uni have hit the front just in that last few minutes there for the first quarter.
I thought that it was a very good fight back in the second half of the quarter from the Muggers. They started putting a lot more pressure on around the ground. They started using their littler plays and different options up forward. As we said, that they don't have a traditional full forward like the Devils do, so they're using a few players. But I think the idea of using their smalls in the forward line to kick goals, put pressure on, it's really helping them, and that's what's got them in front at quarter time. They're also putting a lot more pressure on the ball carriers coming out. Early on when the Devils did have a run of play, Melbourne Uni were kind of just banging it up forward, but only as far as that the strong half-back line. But after that, once they got a bit of run of the play and a bit of playing on as much as they could, they've really started to control the game.
Listeners, you're watching the Premier Division round 7 between Melbourne Uni and Eastern Devils. First quarter has gone, and we'll be back for the second quarter. Keep listening in. Welcome back, viewers. We're here for the Victorian Women's Football League Premier Division Round 7. Eastern Devils, and we're into the second quarter. Melbourne Uni lead 3 goals 1-19 to the Devils 2 goals 1-13. We're going to ball up in the centre. And Sparky's got a clear tap forward there. Melbourne Uni get the kick out and they've chipped it forward straight away into their forward 50, but hasn't hit any target straight away. Alicia Eva using the body perfectly there. Gets her hands out to Melbourne Uni. Unfortunately, can't take the clean possession, and it's going to be a ball up. Good pressure there from Eastern Devils
It was
defence.
actually pretty lucky there because Ash Bai moved up to the wing. They played 2 wingers off the start and actually found the only loose player in the back line, Melbourne Uni then.
Umpire's going to ball the ball up. Top of the 50 for Muggers. Sparks taps it down to Carney, who is tackled straight away by Freeman. So we're going to have another ball up. Watton gets it tapped out. Hutch gets the handball out and goes to Sarah Darcy, kicking it out from the halfback flank and goes straight to a Melbourne Uni player who's going to take the mark. About 70 metres out. Kicking forward into the 50. Sarah Darcy running backwards with the flight of the ball. Very courageous. Unfortunately, doesn't mark the ball. Melbourne Uni tackled there by Eastern Devils. But umpires called something. Holding the player. And Leah Calusi from Melbourne Uni has got the ball. He's going to have a shot about 25 metres out. Bit more of a 45-degree angle there, Speedy.
Yeah, I think I'd be struggling being a right footer, but I wouldn't put it past Leah.
She's dragged it to the right. For the second time down this, about the same area, both players have dragged it to the right. She's got to be behind there for the Muggers.
Yeah, on the narrow side, so many right footers, and especially left footers, when you're on the narrow side, so often, you try and play for that little draw, but it just doesn't come in and just slightly fades across.
Meg Hutchins going to kick it out for Eastern Devils. Got a whopping kick. She kicks straight down the middle. Hits the top of the square, so the centre square there. Ball pushing forward about the centre of the ground towards the wing. No one's got clean possession. Eastern Devils gets quick hands and another quick hands. Ball smothered there by Melbourne Uni and tackled down. Umpires called too high. Eastern Devils are going to get that free kick.
Good attack of the footy there from Winona Cuthbertson. She got her first kick smothered straight away, but she was back onto it and she's caught one for it. She's in a bit of trouble here.
Normally after the free kick's been paid, they get a little bit better, but she actually looks like she's been hurt there. So Shelley Begg's going to take the kick. Not a bad person to take the kick for you.
I don't know where she came from. I'm sure she was 40 metres away when that free kick was paid, but she somehow got the footy in her hands.
It's amazing how quick you run. Ball's dropped down. Eastern Devils get the handball out, get another quick handball to the side and kicking up about 70 metres from their forward. Clean possession now, kicking inside their forward 50 to Moana Hope, who doesn't quite hold it there. Good pressure there from Melbourne Uni. Ball spills, going towards a boundary. Eastern Devils keep it in. Pushing it forward. We're going to have a boundary throw in just beside the point post here.
One thing that I have noticed today that the Devils are really missing Trisha Muller. She's not necessarily one of their best players, like in their top 2 or 3, but she's so important at the back of the pack with her voice and always in the sweeping position and always got a loud voice. And so far today, I think that contested work, it's really hurt them without her.
Yep. Ball's thrown in. No clean tap out. Ball's gone down to the ground. No one's got a clean possession as yet. Melbourne Uni push out the hands. Nicola Stevens, you can pick her out with a pretty little head ribbon she's got in her hair.
Very handy, Nicola.
She must have known.
Very handy.
The commentator's going to be here.
Yes.
She wore it specifically for us. Stacey Burke's going to have a throw up. A throw up. A ball up even. She had a big night last night. She's having a throw up. She's balled it up. And once again, the ball's not really in anyone's clean possession. I think we're going to have another ball up now.
Yeah, very slow start from both sides this quarter. I know ball hasn't been really moving with any great pace so far. I think the first team that really start to play on and move the ball well, that'll probably be the side that ends up in front at half time. Once again, as we have had, we've only had a ball up, 10 metres away from where the last one was.
You're right, just with the guidance from that person in the tap out that sort of tells people where to stand and where they'll be, just to bring it out a little bit. It's very congested at the moment. Spark gets a tap out there. Doesn't go too far forward. Once again, it's congested in here. Melbourne Uni get the handball out to Nicola Stevens, who kicks the ball out towards the wing. Good defensive punch there by Melbourne Uni because it was going to the Eastern Devils girl. Tackle down. Umpire's going to call the ball up.
Ball up now. 65 metres out from the Eastern Devils goal. Tapped beautifully by Spark, only as far as Darcy. Didn't take it with her. Ball on the foot there from Scott. Scott sits it well inside towards 50. Oh, brilliant mark taken there.
She
Beatles,
read that well.
She's
Absolutely.
definitely taken that very well. And even though she's 45 out, I wouldn't put it past her, Melissa Beatles here.
I thought you were going to say even though she's 45. Even though she's 45 out. She's kicked a whopping kick, but unfortunately it's gone to the left side of goals. We're going to have a ball up, probably about 10 metres from the point post.
It was a brilliant mark to get it in there. They're just kind of playing for ground at the moment. There's a bit of a hush around the ground. You know, I think it's going to take a goal before we get that open play that we really hope to see.
Yep. Eva gets the tap from the ball up and she kicks it out. Probably gains about 20 or 25 metres in their defence. We're going to have another throw in.
When you're that close to goal, the boundary's your best friend, especially
Absolutely.
deep in the back line.
Another throw in. None of the ruck really get a tap on it. Nicola Stevens behind the rack gets the ball, handballs it out. Umpire's called against Eastern Devils, so Melbourne Uni, at least we've spread it out now. You see everyone sprint out as soon as Melbourne Uni get possession of the ball. Kicked it to the top of the 50, the defensive 50. Can't get a clean possession. Got the handball out. Good tackle there by Eastern Devil. Wasn't paid. Eastern Devils got the handball out again. Jess Foster handballing out to another fellow, going up to Moana Hope, who's read that beautifully, taken the mark. She had a couple of opportunities in that same sort of a position with the mark. She's taken it there, and I reckon she'll kick this goal. She's a good kick, Moana Hope.
Yeah, really good body work there. I mean, the Devils, their pressure was very good, and they did that, you know, what they do in the AFL so much is that +1, you get one extra player to the contest, and they use the hands really well. And when you got someone like Moana's Hope's skill and reading ball ability up forward, you know, one-on-one, she's almost impossible to beat.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to be playing on her. I think it's always a way when you say that this person cannot miss the goal, they're always going to miss that goal.
Yep.
So Moana Hope has missed that goal. And looks like Nicola Stevens is going to have the kick out here.
Waiting for the kick out now. Nicola Stevens goes long and towards the commentary side. Mark taken very well there.
Emily Paterno.
Paterno plays on quickly, gets it long down the ground. Byron Oliver bounces past both of them. Knocked forward here from Melbourne Uni, only as far as Lou Watton. She gets a handball back to Oliver. Oliver back to Watton. Okay, I see it to Freeman. Freeman sends it in towards the centre of the ground. Up goes the markers. No one can take a mark from McGeck. Good second effort as she puts her head over the footy. Nicola Stevens, ever reliable at centre half back. Tries to clear the ball, but only a matter of metres. And there will be, a free kick here to Sturt. Not sure what that was for. May have been a hold. Everyone inside the 50 there. She's really struggling to find a target. So she just goes long towards the top of the square. Probably to the smallest player on the park in Jessica Foster. Handball over the back to her. Handball back again. Long shot at goal. Up towards the Beatles direction. As she's tackled, plays on. And the ball's knocked out of bounds.
I think both Beatles and Hope both use their body in the same way. Very difficult for an opponent to play around them.
They're just so strong through the core. And they've both got so much experience. I think that's what really helps those two.
Two very strong forwards, and that's, I think, one of the big differences you can notice between the two teams, that they have those two targets up forward for the Eastern Devils. Melbourne Uni don't, but, geez, they're working hard when they do have the ball up in their 50. Yeah,
it's Melbourne Uni's pressure that's really, really helping them. You know, the Devils here really struggling to have a clear shot at goal.
Nicola Stevens gets the kick out of defensive 50. Ball goes towards, close to the boundary. Got tackled, great tackle there from Eastern Devils. And Melbourne Uni are called holding the ball. Melbourne Uni not getting up. It was a good hard tackle. Kicked it in forward. Missed the target. It's gone over the top of everyone. Misread by both teams. The ball's looks like it's at the top of the square in the goals. We're going to have another ball up. Melbourne Uni player still hasn't got up from that tackle.
It was a very hard tackle there from Hannah Scott, I believe it was, who's a new recruit from Hallam this year.
Looks like Eastern Devils tried to sneak a goal there, but they've stopped the play.
They definitely tried to claim it. I think the whistle was blown beforehand, though.
That's great to see some of the Hallam players stepping up and playing in Premier Division.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I believe that she was may have even won the medal in the Southeast last year, and it's good to see players coming up to play at the highest level.
Looks like we've got a free kick and it's going to be paid against Melbourne Uni.
Hold off the ball, I believe.
So, Eastern Devils are going to have a shot. Stacey's pushing them to a 45-degree angle, and it's probably about, person on the marks wouldn't be more than 20 metres out. So 15. So it's not too far in distance. Should kick the goal and does.
Brilliant game we've had so far. I mean, we're shortly into the second quarter, about 5 minutes into the second quarter here, and it's still locked up. And I believe that, it's a really good testament to these two sides. I mean, these two sides could be battling it out for a position in the fall come the end of the year, and it's really good to see such good footy at this time of year.
Absolutely. There's going to be, Melbourne Uni and St Kilda at the moment are on the same amount of wins, played 5, won 3. Eastern Devils have only won the 2 because they lost to St Kilda last week, so everyone's going to be fighting for a spot in the top 4, and these are 2 of the 3 that I think are going to be very competitive.
And a win here really could be an 8-point game.
Absolutely. Ooh. Great skills there from Melbourne Uni. Kicking inside now to their forward 50. Melbourne Uni 1-on-3 to the Eastern Devils. No mark was taken. Ball spills to the ground. Pressure's on and the umpire's called a ball up. Probably about 35 metres out, directly in front for Melbourne Uni. Watto gets a tap. Passes it beautifully off to McNamara.
It was beautiful work from Caitlin Ashmore then just to play on, keep the ball going and getting the ball inside the 50 as quick as they could.
Oh. Who's that to kick that in there? She's been great.
That was Percival who's kicked it
into Burns.
Into Burns there. Brilliant body work from Burns there. She used her hips very well to keep Joe either side of the contest and kept the ball directly in front of her.
Oh, she unfortunately hasn't done too well with the kick. Gone to the right and just off the side of the booth there.
Those are definite coach killers, those kicks. Don't worry about that.
It always happens closest to the crowd area as well. Meg Hutchins goes to stab the ball another 50 metres straight up the line. Ball falls off the hands of Eastern Devils down to the ground, and Melbourne Uni have taken Eastern Devils too high, so we're going to get a free kick from the Eastern Devils, kicking outside to the far wing. Clean mark taken there from Fiona Sturt, kicking forward again. But it's chopped off there by Melbourne Uni, who are going to come back and kicking back forward to their forward flank.
Ball coming now up towards the forward 50 for Melbourne Uni. A couple of players jump on top of it and we'll have a ball up about 60 metres out. I was going to add before, being the coach of the seconds last year, and I know a couple of the Melbourne Uni girls as well, it's good to see a couple of the girls that were playing reserves football this year really step up.
Yeah.
And it's really helping the development in their own game. Speaking of which, brilliant mark there from Murraywood across half back.
Murraywood, she's doing really well. She's playing in front, and I think she's got a lot of her possessions from just doing that. The ball dropping short, or she's just ahead of her opponent.
She reads the ball very well. Kicks it across to Watton, who now gets it towards Hutchins. Hutchins sends it even wider towards the McNamara direction. She's got a couple of metres of space, but can't take it on the first grab. Draws it in, now looks towards Jeffers. Jeffers down the line, can't go anywhere, and she takes it out of bounds. Ooh, I think she was lucky there. I think she's definitely stepped over the line on purpose there.
No.
She's claiming that she doesn't think she was out of bounds, but I think she knew exactly where the line was.
Kate McQueen in the ruck here against Lou Watton. Ball goes over Lou Watton's way, taps it forward. Ball spills, no clean contest, and the umpire's going to ball it up again.
Ball up, 60 metres out from Melbourne Uni's goal. Knocked down to the ground, only a couple of metres. Handball out the back now. No one can get clean possession. Taken by Oliver. She gets taken a little bit high. Not paid. She gets wrapped up beautifully though, and there'll be another ball up.
Gemma Anderson from Melbourne Uni's been doing very well. She's working hard and she's doing great pressure with the tackling here against Eastern Devils.
Yeah, defensively a very good player.
Alicia Eva kicking forward once again. Beautifully. She's got a second chance here. to have a shot on goal.
Yeah, it's a really smart play from Melbourne Uni to rest Alicia Eva up forward. So long she's played across the halfback flank, but she's so creative and she's got such good foot skills that, if while you've got run of the play, keep her in the game as much as you can.
And she does. She's got the goal there. Lauren Byrne should be happy with that. Redeemed herself a little bit after the kick that she had before. Now, I'd like to take a moment to just thank our major sponsor, the Victorian Women's Football League. We've got the Melbourne Football Club, who have been a huge supporter of female football for a fair few years now. And obviously going into the national draft, we've got Melbourne Football Club and also the Western Bulldogs in there. The Metropolitan Fire Brigade as well have also been on board with the VWFL for the last few years. So big thanks to them through their financial support. It certainly helps with women's football promote the game. We've got the ball up in the centre of the ground. Lou Watton over Kate McQueen gets a tap out. No clean possession from Eastern Devils. Melbourne Uni get the handball. Running forward and kicking the ball forward into their 50. Still no clean possession, but the ball is getting pushed forward continuously to Melbourne Uni. Chipping it into Lauren Burns again. Jo Watton's done well there, but unfortunately she's kicked it out on the full. She did well to get possession of that. Quite strong there against her opponent, but unfortunately it went out. Kaluzi's got the ball, kicking into Sparks. Goes through the legs, a bit of tunnel ball. Sparks, great second effort, comes back in and under for a ruck. She's done very well. The umpire's going to call the ball up.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see Lauren Spark play good footy. I mean, she's only in, her 15th, 16th game. She got taken in the draft the other night. Just one of those good stories about someone coming into the game and playing really good footy straight up.
Yeah, she's been great. Look, Kaluzi's done well there. Run onto the ball, kick it forward, and Lauren Burns, she's come into the game in these last 10 minutes. This is her spot too. She's missed one from right about here, got one from here. Now she's going for her third shot on goal from this spot, and she's gone the complete opposite way. Is it going to be on the full?
No.
No, it's just a boundary throw-in.
That's what I was saying about before with Melbourne Uni in the first quarter. Used 3 targets through that area. I mean, she's playing such good footy at the moment. You kind of leave her there, and if anyone needs a rest, put them in a pocket or bring them off to the bench. She's really got on top of Jo Watton so far in this quarter. If only it was on the scoreboard, I suppose.
Melbourne Uni kicking it away from the Eastern Devils goals. Oh, I beg your pardon. Sorry, we're going the other way. Got a boundary throw in. It's a flat throw. Boundary field umpire says throw it in the game. Boundary umpire doesn't look too happy about it. Again.
I'm not
Macca?
correct. I believe
that
that's
Macca?
young Kathy McBride who played in the reserves today. They played in a great win in the reserves. And she'll get the chance to do it again. About 60 metres out from Melbourne Uni's goal. This game, toing and throwing brilliantly, and it's really, I think, what we've got a 7-point lead at the moment. Melbourne Uni really on top the last couple of minutes. I think the momentum has definitely swung towards their way, and it's a very good arm wrestle at the moment. Ball knocked out clear. No one can seem to pick it up at the moment as they all dive on top again. While it's not wet out there at the moment, it does seem to be a lot of players going to ground.
Yeah, they certainly do. I don't know if it's a little bit dewy out there, but...
Ball knocked out the back here. Scott can't get it as very far as they all jump on top of it again, and we'll do it all again. No, it's a free kick.
Although it could be the surface with people falling down. I did play on this ground about 4 weeks ago, and I was seen falling over a blade of grass. So I believe that could just be my uncoordination, but could be the surface. I'm going to go with the surface.
Yep. A bit like the dome. It's a bit of a dodgy surface, you reckon? We'll go with that.
Well, someone looks like they've busted their finger out there.
Candace Freeman, yeah, she's in a bit of trouble there. She's the one who went the free kick. Ball goes up the wing. Here's Trend. Tries to send it forward as far as she can. Not picked up cleanly by anyone. Ball kick, handball over the back from a Melbourne Uni player, but only as far as a wall of players streaming forward. Ball's going in and out of the pack, and we'll have a ball up centre wing, far side.
It's a good contest here today. No one's really broken away, as you said earlier. And,
Yeah, well, it's a pretty good game of footy. Candace Freeman is coming off right in front of us, and she does look in a bit of trouble. It might even be a C joint from here. She's holding her elbow tucked nicely in.
On the far side, we've got on the wing, probably just in favour of Eastern Devils forward. Going to have another boundary throw in. McBride goes over the top. field umpire isn't game to ask her to throw it in again. Melbourne Uni have kicked it in the centre of the ground where Meg Hutchins has got the ball. She kicks it forward into their 50. Target is Beatles. Melbourne Uni were in front of the ball though, and they've got the punch going forward. She's done extremely well there. One Melbourne Uni play on to 3. Going to call that ball up. She's done well there, Melbourne Uni.
Yeah, it's amazing they don't try and get their ball in the hands of Meg Hutchins more. She breaks the lines with a long kicking, you know. It mightn't necessarily hit the target, but, you know, the ball's transferred another 50, 60 metres just because she breaks the lines with those kicks.
Going to have another boundary throw in. Swimming pool end.
Watton gets the tap down, but only as far as Ashmore as she cops one high. No, it's a throw. Against her for a throw. Jessica Foster will take it. Jessica Foster looking for a target inside 50, goes straight up the line. Picked up here by Melbourne Uni. Handball out wide. Knocked over further by Spark. McAvoy couldn't take it. Picked up by here by Jess Foster as she's ridden into the ground. Oh, she's been pinged for holding the ball. It was a very good tackle from McAvoy, I must admit that. It was one of those ones that could go either way, but she's really got on top of a really brilliant tackle there.
She's been rewarded.
Kicking not her strong suit, but she does send it long down to the ground, and a brilliant mark taken there from Kaluzi.
She's done well. She's gotten really fit coming back from a knee reco. I think she had that happen last year. She didn't play last season, but she's come back and she's fitter than ever. The fittest I've seen her, and she's doing really well here for the Melbourne Uni Muggers.
Yeah, I managed to pop out there last week, and I did see her, and I think that today should be a lot better for the run. You know, gets a ball in her hands and gets a bit of confidence. You know, once she takes a couple of marks, that can really elevate a player's confidence.
Paterno tackle down. McCartney on top of the Eastern Devils. Umpire's going to call the ball up again. The score is Eastern Devils 3 goals 2 to the Muggers 4 goals 3. So still a very competitive game at the moment. Melbourne Uni done well there with the tap outs. Nicola Stevens got the quick hands and intercepted there in the centre of the ground. Carver Moore, Shakira. Gets a handball off to Meg Hutchins, who uses the ball wisely once again. Kicking out to the far wing. And Murraywood again. Think a bit of the ball. Kicking the ball forward. Only as far as a Melbourne Uni player.
Melbourne Uni now in transition. Go straight back to where the ball's come from. Brilliant mark taken there by Ashmore on a half-back flank, looking for a target. Up the line even further. Ball's taken. No, play on. No mark, play on. Gets a handball out towards the corridor. Another handball out wider. Intercepted there by Oliver. Oliver knocks it forward. Can't regain possession as the ball keeps getting knocked around in the scrimmage. Handball out wide from Melbourne Uni. No one can seem to get a clear possession at the moment. Ball keeps moving towards the boundary, and I believe we'll have a throw in on the far side, or a ball up. Watt in the ruck again, loses the hit out to Sparks. This time she knocks it towards the boundary, and we'll do it all again.
Coburg City Oval. So this has been the home of women's football for the last 3 years, I believe it is. We've played all our finals, and now throughout the year we're playing a lot of our showcase games here, which has been fantastic. And having the live broadcast has been great as well.
Yeah, it's a super ground, and I think the girls have really appreciate getting to play on such a good ground.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to have a home of women's football, something that we haven't had before, so it's been great.
Here now, Ashmore takes a bounce as she's running towards goal. Has another bounce as she pushes out wide. Drops the mark. Carver Moore puts a bit of pressure on as they take it out. Good mark taken across half forward, about 65 out from goal from Pound. Pound sends it in towards 50. Brilliant knockout in front. Joe Watton pins it inside to Vanderstadt. Vanderstadt just throws it on the boot as it falls back over the top to Pound. Pound handballing to try and keep it alive inside the forward 50. Murraywood falls to ground. Now picked up here by Hutchins across the back line. In a bit of trouble. Puts Lou Watton under a heap of pressure. Ball's still alive in the forward line for Melbourne Uni. They force the turnover. Can they get a clean kick at goal?
Emma Carney! Fantastic goal! She's taken on about 4 of the Eastern Devils there. Kicked that goal. Devils will not be happy with that. Emma Carney, ecstatic.
Once again, brilliant pressure from Melbourne Uni once they kept it in the forward line.
Absolutely.
And that's why they're in front in this game. They're getting the ball in there, they're keeping a lot of pressure on, they're keeping the ball alive, and they're having shots at goal. They're 2 goals up now, but they well and truly could be about 3 or 4.
Yeah, she's not afraid to take you on that, Emma Carney. She's normally on the ball there, but she's very, very dangerous up forward. So
very good selection at number 27. No, number 10. That's right. She went at number 10 to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, number
on
10 in
Wednesday
the
night.
national draft. Well deserved. We'll have a ball up in the centre of the ground. Even contest again. Carney gets the ball, is tackled down. And there we go. At half-time, we have the Eastern Devils 3 goals, 2 to the Muggers, 5 goals, 3. 3 goals, 2, 20 to the Muggers, 5 goals, 3, 33. So it's been a good contest so far.
Yeah, I think it has. Melbourne Uni, both sides are playing that thing with the first half of the quarter. The Eastern Devils are winning the arm wrestling, keeping the momentum up, but they're not scoring and they're not having the scoring opportunities that Melbourne University are. Melbourne Uni, once they're getting it inside 50, keeping a lot of pressure on, they're resting some of their better players up there that can create, and that's definitely having an effect.
Thanks again, listeners. We're going to have a short break and we will be back here at Coburg City Oval for round 7 of the Premier Division match between Melbourne Uni and the Eastern Devils. We'll be back.
It's about there.
Oh.
Screaming 5, and we'll start the interview in 10. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
And we've got a special guest in the box just for a couple of minutes before the seniors get back underway. We've got the president from the Eastern Devils Football Club, Brooke Fox. How are you today, Brooke?
Well, thanks, David. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's a bit of a pleasure having you up here. And how's the season going so far?
Look, it's been a mixed bag of results for us. The seniors obviously aren't doing as well as we'd like to this year. A couple of losses there that we could have probably won. But reserves are travelling quite well, as per usual. And hopefully the seniors can turn it around in this match and get a victory that'll be much needed for moving into the Final Four.
Now, unfortunately, being an old coach, I haven't been around as much as I would have liked, but I do hear rumours around that there is a little bit of muscle missing from the reserves midfield. Is that true? A little bit of hard in and under play. Like, they're lacking someone, I believe.
There's definitely a lot of weight loss being experienced there in the midfield, about 80 kilos worth. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm out for a few weeks. We'll see when I can come back. But I would like to say that I'm enjoying it from the sidelines, but I'm not.
No. The trusty shoulder again, I believe.
Yeah, another Rico, but you know, if you can't fix it with a surgeon's knife, it's the end.
And how's everything travelling down at Mulgrove, the integration down there? Is the club off the field even going from strength to strength now? We've got a home base.
Definitely.
You, sorry, I should say.
Definitely us, still a part of the Devils Footy Club, David. I'd say that this is probably the most exciting period of time for us, for the Devils have experienced in my time at the club. And now that we've actually got a home ground, it makes for a nice change that we're able to have our home games there, also training. And the Mulgrave Footy Club have been absolutely fantastic at welcoming us there. And the girls really feel a part of that community at Mulgrave and the Monash area.
Beautiful. We're about to get underway here, so I just want to thank Brooke for a couple of minutes in the box, and good luck on and off the field for the rest of the season.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, Foxy. We're back here now for the Victorian Women's Football League Premier Division and the Melbourne Uni Muggers. Score at the moment is the Devils 3 goals 20 to the Muggers 5 goals 33. So we're about to have the ball up and come into the third quarter. It should be a good quarter. They should come out firing definitely here. You think if the Eastern Devils are going to have a go, they're going to come out firing in this quarter?
Oh, well, this is what they do. You know, they need to get goals on the board. They really need to be at least within striking distance at three-quarter time. They really need to give it a good crack here.
Ball up. Watto gets the tap. Push forward there. Eastern Devils get it. Can't quite get a clean possession. Melbourne Uni pushing forward. Still no clean possession here. Sparks down. Gets a handball out to another Melbourne Uni player who seems to have possession, but they're pushing it in the defence. Jess Foster from Eastern Devils can't quite grab the ball. About 40 metres out from the Eastern Devils goals. Melbourne Uni tapped it out. Kicking it out. Kicked it out about 40 metres outside Eastern Devils goals now. Popping it forward to the top of the square. Beatles is the target. About 5 sets of hands up there. Eastern Devils looks like a bit of kicking in danger. Melbourne Uni are going to get the ball in defence. Percival, she's been well in defence. Unfortunately, she kicked it straight there to Sturt from Eastern Devils, who centred the ball to Freeman. So Freeman's got the ball once again about 40 metres out. She's decided to straighten the ball up. It was close, but she got the ball there. Is that Hannah Scott?
Hannah Scott, yeah.
Hannah Scott.
See Candice Freeman out there. I thought she was in a bit of trouble halfway through the second quarter.
Oh, that was the one that had looked like it had a shoulder. She's taken a couple of marks then, and so she seems to be all right.
Yeah.
Probably going to kick from about 45 metres out, I would say. Emily Paterno on the mark there for Melbourne Uni. Oh, she's kicked it from 50. Made it about 40. The ball's hit the ground to the right side of the goals. Melbourne Uni, Emma Carney's just about kept it in. And the ball's gone out. We're going to have a throw in towards the right side of goals here, probably about 10 metres to the side.
Throw in now on the, in a forward pocket, falls over the back from everyone. Freeman first on top of it, but it slips out the back towards a couple of Melbourne Uni players. Picked up here by McAvoy. Goes in for the second effort after it got stripped from her. Trend now gets wrapped up about 35 metres out from goal. I think the Devils really need to keep the ball alive in the forward line. There seems to be a lot of stoppages in their forward line as opposed to Melbourne Uni's. Ball goes up now. Sparks and Watton. Watton gets a tap out. Free kick for a hold off the ball to Candice Freeman.
Be her third possession in about 3 minutes. Going to kick from about 40 out. Slight angle, but jeez, I tell you what, that's
Giving
a
it a
fair
roost.
kick, and
That's
she's
a
kicked
goal.
that goal. That is a fantastic goal. There wasn't actually anyone on the
On the line, yeah,
People
yeah.
were kind of a little bit forward. I don't think anyone expected the ball to go that far, but she's kicked the goal. Thank God she hasn't hurt her arm or shoulder or whatever, because she's come out and come up to a good start for the Devils. So Devils are now 4-2 to Melbourne Uni 5-3.
Yeah, got them back into the game. You know, it's just how long they can sustain this pressure forward. It was a brilliant mark. I thought she should have had a shot a couple of minutes ago before she gave it off. It was a brilliant goal from her.
Ball up. Starks gets a favour. Taps it down to Carney. Can't grab the ball cleanly. Running behind, though, Kylie Byrne. Tackled, and we've got a free kick there to Eastern Devils.
Good tackle in the middle of the ground there. I think that was Beatles.
She's kicked it straight into the mark. She's done well to recover it, get the ball back, and then kick it up forward to Moana Hope, who's taken a mark. Melbourne Uni have claimed that they've touched it. Emma Phillips there, but the umpire says no, going to give the mark. So Moana Hope kicking from about 35, 40.
35, 48, yeah.
And we said it before that she doesn't miss, and she missed. So this girl, she misses. So we'll see if she can kick it. She's gotten pretty close to the mark there. Oh, she hasn't quite made the distance there, which is surprising. We've got it just to the right side of the goals as well, so we've got it behind there from Mauricia Hope.
Even though she did miss that goal, I mean, nothing beats quality ball into quality forwards. And it's just great
Yep.
for play. You know, that's what really gets you back in. But you must get that quality ball in quickly to the forward line.
Nicola Stevens plays on and kicks out. Goes straight to an Eastern Devil. Starks gets a good punch there. Eastern Devils, tackled from behind. Great tackle. Melbourne Uni got the ball.
Yeah, very good tackle. Not a lot of voice there. And just a brilliant drive into the ground. Fantastic tackle.
Emma Phillips kicking out from Melbourne Uni. Good quick hands there. Going to have to get the kick out, otherwise ball drops. No one has got clean possession. Eastern Devils wrapped up, and we're going to have a ball up. Got Watton and Stark in the ruck. Watton gets a tap. Emma Carney gets the ball in the end, takes everyone on, does well, gets a handball out. Kicking forward from Melbourne Uni. Just on the 50-metre arc and the forward 50 from Melbourne Uni, getting the handballs out. Emily Paterno getting the ball and chipping it in forward. Unfortunately hit Eastern Devils, but Meg Hutchin goes to ground. Eastern Devils doing well in defence, kicking it out, but we've got a bit of a wall going there for Melbourne Uni now. So Emily Paterno with the ball once again.
Once again, Melbourne Uni getting the ball forward as quick as they can and keeping it alive in that forward line, keeping that pressure on and forcing a turnover where they really, really needed it.
Emily Paterno kicking into the top of the square. Ball gets punched forward. We don't have any crummers. Emma Carney takes everyone on again, does well, gets a handball out to Alicia Eva, I believe it is, and gets tackled down. No one's ball. The umpire's going to have a ball up, probably about 30 metres out, directly in front of Melbourne Uni's goal.
Ball up again, tapped out by Watton. Ball comes only as far as a Melbourne Uni player. She knocks it forward again. Ball staying alive well in the forward line. As I say that, there will be a ball up about 15 metres out, directly in front from a Melbourne Uni goal. Ball straight up again. Watton and Sparks again. Watton keeps it wide towards the boundary. Good hit out to advantage. Struggling to get the ball out of the forward line now. A lot of pressure on. A lot of players around the footy. Another ball up. Once again, as we have a look at the ground.
We've had a look. We've pulled a free kick out there, and it's going to go to Eastern Devils for holding the man there, holding the player. Eastern Devils kick out to the side. Back flank, and we've got Shelley Beggs. Takes the mark on Nicola Stevens, kicking forward now. Mark wasn't taken. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in pretty much in the middle of the ground towards the wing in the far side.
There are so many players around the ball at the moment. I mean, you can throw a handkerchief over most of them. There's no one inside 50 at Melbourne Uni. There's only 2 players inside 50 towards the Devils' end. It is a really
that looked like a
midfielder's
throw
game
there.
now.
Oh, no, it was a bit high. Emma Carney's played that well, and she's got the free kick. Wobbling it forward. Eastern Devils get the 2 hands on it, but falls to the ground No one's got a clean possession as yet. It's a little bit scrappy on the ground here. So, is that Alicia Eva running in there from Melbourne Uni that's kicking it forward?
Ooh.
For a behind.
Quality plays in the forward line creating. I've said it about 10 times.
You
so
have,
it's
you
been
have, but
absolutely
you must mean it. Eastern Devils going to be kicking out. Who's got the ball there, Speedy?
That would be Meg Hutchins.
Of course.
Yep.
New player to the VWFL, didn't recognise it. The thumping kick again. Hasn't quite gone past the 50-metre arc, first time. Jessica Foster punching it forward. Moesha Hope running up. Good pressure there from Percival, I think it was. Great tackle.
It was a great tackle. Not only a great tackle, but she was running into her back. She managed to stop and pull herself
pull
down,
back.
pull back, which is a brilliant tackle there from Percival.
Eva kicking it forward down to Stark as the aim. She's got 2 Devils to take on. She's done well. She's got the hands out, done very well. Plays the dummy Melbourne Uni, kicking it forward just at the top of their 50. And a great mark taken there by Carver Moore. Shakira.
There has to be one hyphen. As I've noticed commentating in the amateurs this year, there seems to be one hyphen going around in every game nowadays.
Oh, really?
You can't escape it.
And how about you, David Speed? Is there any hyphenated names that you're hiding, or?
No. Just stuck with the same old boring name.
Eastern Devils chipping it out. Playing wide. McNamara takes a mark on the wing towards the commentary box. Chips it in forward, but looks like it's going to go straight to Emma Phillips, who's taken a mark here for Melbourne Uni. Emma Carney is screaming as loud as anything. But Emma says no. Kicking the ball forward. Hutchie gets the punch there. Eastern Devils kicking back again. Bit of ping pong. Great mark taken there. McGow, is that?
Samantha McGeck.
Oh, no. Goes back. Well done there by Alicia Eva. Good pressure.
Brilliant. She took that half step, Samantha McGeck, and then Alicia was onto it straight away. And as soon as the umpire call played on, she was right on top of there. Brilliant play there from Alicia Eva.
Got a boundary throw in. Watto taps the ball beautifully. Who passes the ball straight back to Watto. Watto probably wasn't ready, got the hands up for a shepherd. Melbourne Uni got the ball now to Paterno, kicking forward over the pack and just opens it up a little bit. Meg Hutchins is there. Eastern Devils getting the ball and kicking to the centre of the ground. Oh, done well there. Emma Oliver there has done well to control the ball there and chipped it forward to Lou Watton. Eastern Devils running frantically into their forward 50. Melissa Beatles is the target again. Ball spills. I think we're going to have another ball up here as well.
Yeah, very good play from Emma Oliver in the middle there. She couldn't quite get to the mark. She picked it up with one hand beautifully and kind of turned a player inside out. It's that low centre of gravity, a very good turning circle.
And then had a beautiful kick there to Lou Watton. Didn't just spray it once she had the time. She had a calculated kick there. So Jessica Foster from Eastern Devils got the ball. She's kicking it forward to Moana Hope. It was a good kick. Good pressure there by Percival from Melbourne Uni playing on Moana Hope there. Umpire says play on. It's no one's ball here at the moment. It's still a little bit scrappy. Melbourne Uni get the clean ball and they kick it out on the wing. It's taken from Eastern Devils. Kick back, straight back into the 50. Handball from Eastern Devils to Melbourne Uni. Bit of ping pong going on here. No one's got clean control of the ball. Well done there. Caitlin Ashmore. So she's come along from North Ballarat, another girl that's played in one of the lower divisions and now stepped up and playing in one of the premier clubs, which is great to see.
She's playing very good football today as well. I've been very impressed with her game so far.
Jessica Foster got the ball once again on the wing. She's kicking into the top of the 50. 2 Eastern Devils girls. And it's in the back.
Ooh.
Might have been her mate that pushed her, but she's got it there anyway.
Cuthbertson now. Cuthbertson turns the player inside out. Can't get rid of it and gets pinged for holding the ball. Brilliant tackle there from Alicia Eva. She was right on top of Cuthbertson trying to turn it inside out straight away. Kicks long towards the wing. Here's Gogos. Looking back and board now. Can't seem to find a target to kick to. His numbers keep streaming back. Pleading for someone to lead towards her. Called the play on now. Still nothing. Holding the ball as there's no pressure on her. Gets a quick kick away straight up the line. Only as far as Meg Hutchins, who drops what she could have taken across half-back and lays the Shepherd. Murraywood over the back towards Lou Watton. Now Hutchins with a footy inside her hand again. Kicks it upside the wing. Missed there by Vanderstadt. And now Eva. Eva gets a handball up the line. As the play keeps going ahead. Long kick up towards half-forward flank. Meg Hutchins takes a very good mark across half-back. A relieving mark for the Eastern Devils. Looking for something now, looking inboard. Nothing's giving. Switches it wide as far as Murraywood. Takes a very good mark. Murraywood again. Switches it again towards the middle of the ground. In the Joe Watton direction. Falls in the hands of Sturt. Sturt gets the handball out wide now. As a tackle made from Melbourne Uni. Joe Watton in there nice and tight. And also is Lou Watton. Spills the ball out. Joe now sticks in towards the middle of the ground. Shakira Carver-Moore takes a mark. Middle of the ground. Looking forward. Pops it over the top in towards the direction of Nicholas Stevens. Brilliant intercept mark. Takes off now. Has a bounce. Looking for an option up forward. And eventually switches out wide. Brilliantly cut off there by Jeffers. On top of it straight away was Carney, though, as she sends it forwards towards Lauren Spark. Spark gets the handball back. No one can take it. Carney again mops up the dirty work. Dives on top of the footy and will have a bounce right in the middle of the ground. Oh, free kick.
It was a long bit of play there, probably the longest bit that we've had for a while. We've got a free kick there going to Emma Carney, who's been working her butt off in that last bit of play there. Kicking forward, Emily Paterno up the back there. Looks to jump on Meg Hutchins. Doesn't quite get the rise. Ball spills, goes down. We've got a free kick going there. It's against Melbourne Uni. Paterno not happy about it. Hutchie takes advantage and kicks the ball 40 metres up on the wing. McNamara tackled down by Melbourne Uni. We're going to have a ball up.
I know that the Devils have got the only goal of the quarter so far, but it's still really an arm wrestle. And I believe that they'll probably want to get within a goal at three-quarter time if they're going to win this game.
Emma Carney gets a kick out. Doesn't quite make the distance to Paterno. Ball spills near the boundary line. Eastern Devils kick it inboard, only to go to two Melbourne Uni players. Ball spills, goes over the top. Sian Wilson gets the handball out. Not quite taken there by Melbourne Uni. Emma Carney there again. Another Melbourne Uni player. We've got a free kick there against Eastern Devils.
Yeah, copped a knock as soon as she handballed it to the top of the head.
Umpire spotted it and given them the free. In the centre of the ground, Emma Phillips is yelling. She's sitting in the centre circle, kicking it into 50. Oh, it's a great kick and a great mark there as well. Is that Lauren Burns?
I believe it is.
Sorry. Where are we going?
Yeah, Lauren Burns.
Oh, yeah.
She's been that target that they've needed up forward today.
And she's chipping it into Emma Carney there, who gets a bit of a push in the back. Umpire says play on. Oh, and Melbourne Uni, is that Pound?
It was.
Has kicked that goal? She kicked a goal there?
Yeah, young Gabby Pound.
She has.
Read it off the pack beautifully. Kept that ball alive and sent it straight through, and they get back that 2-goal margin that they had at half-time.
And they are back. It is going to come right out until this last quarter, and it's really going to show who's got the legs. Geez, I mean, she never... I don't know if you'd want to give her a rest in the ruck, but she just works and works and works. And been running around the ground all day.
Yeah, she's an absolute workhorse. She doesn't come off. She doesn't give herself a rest. You know, she needs a break. She might slip a kick behind the ball. You know, she really guts it out every game.
You need about 2 or 3 players just to play on her throughout the game anyway.
It's like playing on Nick Rewalt. You know how they use 2 or 3 opponents for it. As the ball slips forward, Caitlin Ashmore from 45 out has a shot. Misses to the far side. Yeah, it's like that. What so many AFL clubs do with Nick Rewalt. You've got to play 2 or 3 players off him, and it's the same thing with Lou in the ruck. You've got to put 2 or 3 opponents on her to try and run her into the ground.
Yeah. Not too many rucks can play in the ruck all day, so...
No.
Both the Devils are 1-1 to Muggers 1-1 in this quarter, in this third quarter that we've got here now, so... Eastern Devils are kicking out. Meg Hutchins wobbles the ball to the top of the 50. Ball gets tapped down, no clean hands. Melbourne Uni once again just reading this well, and Caitlin Ashmore kicks it but to the side. They do look to be a little bit more aggressive in these last few minutes though, Melbourne Uni, which is great.
Yeah, they have. They've definitely got the legs. I mean, they haven't stopped waving. They've put a really good effort in. I mean, the Devils come at them hard in that quarter, but they're really, keeping it down towards the end of this quarter here, the Muggers.
Great kick there by Meg Hutchins. Kicked about 50 metres. And it's now to the wing side. Target there was Lou Watton. Looks like we're going to get a boundary throw in.
Yeah, that was brilliant there. I mean, that's something coaches absolutely love. You know, when you see someone on their own, you just run to that player. It doesn't matter if it's someone who's the height and the speed of Lou Watton. You've just got to get there to create a contest. And she's managed to force stoppage in the middle of the ground.
Boundary throw in, not to anyone's favour. Ball's congested, can't quite get out. Eastern Devils have the possession, but Melbourne Uni have them, so we're going to have another ball up.
Ball up in the middle of the ground. No one can seem to get a clear tap away. Ball drops to the bottom of the pack again. Hands stacks on the mill as they all go fighting for it. Looks like we'll have another bounce in the same spot. So many players around the ball. You kind of hope that someone gets a big clean hit out here either way just to get the game moving.
Yeah,
again.
absolutely.
Ball goes up. Watton and Sparks again. Watton gets a hit out this time. Falls only as far as one of their midfielders who gets it packed away. Ashmore on top here. Receives it back. Now sends it to forward in the forward line. Here's Sturt or Freeman putting a head over the ball. And we'll get another ball up about 55 out from Melbourne Uni's goal.
Just a tap and one big handball out just to spread them out a little bit.
I think Melbourne Uni might like this at the moment. They're controlling the play and they're slowing it down and they're not letting the Devils get the ball inside 50. You know, they might want this at the end of the third quarter. Just slow it down a bit, relax, then reset at the start of the fourth quarter.
As a commentator, it's very frustrating because they're all congested and I can't see who is who, though, Speedy. So there's my concern.
Yes, that's... you're not the only one who's concerned about that at the moment, especially with my eyes.
And a throw in. Ball's getting pushed towards the boundary again. Eastern Devils, good hard tackle there. We're going to have another ball up just near the boundary, right in front of the scoreboard in Melbourne Uni's about forward 50, about 40 metres out. Lou Watton gets a forward tap straight to Emma Carney, who boots it probably about 20 metres, 50 metres in height, 20 metres in distance.
Interesting, we haven't seen much of Sarah Darcy in the second half at all. I'm actually trying to see her out on the ground at the moment. I actually haven't seen her as a finder now. And, you know, you really think that if they need a spark, they probably need her up forward to kick to. No, that's not even her. It's not even the girl I thought it was. She might be done for the day.
Does look to be a tall blonde on the sidelines there. Melbourne Uni, Emma Phillips has the ball. Alicia Eva calling nice and short here. She decides to go long to the top of the 50. One-on-one contest, the ball spills. Morrowwood gets a kick and kicks it out forward, goes to the centre of the ground. Freeman gets the ball and kicks it out to the wing. It's a bit of a run race now, being congested for a while, and Melbourne Uni win that foot race. Kicking it forward. Ooh, good contest there between Eastern Devils and Melbourne Uni. The ball goes forward for Eastern Devils, kicking into the centre now to a one-on-one contest. Melbourne Uni, Emma Carney has got the ball now, picks it up, doesn't muck around, kicks forward. Top of the square has only got Hutchie, who's running forward and playing in front of her player, gets the ball first and kicks forward again. So it's the centre of the ground. Eastern Devils got the ball kicking now forward to their forward 50. Nearly a good strong mark taken there by the Eastern Devils. McGout. Well, and I hope nice hands there. And kicking forward, Beatles is the target now. She takes the mark. Looks like we might have a shot on goal for Melissa Beatles, probably about 30 metres out. Yeah, probably about 20 metres out.
Good play there. You know, the ball kept moving well and they kept feeding it forward. Sam Magette kept the ball alive and hand went out to Jessica Troon, who managed to put it right to the full forward's advantage when it was one-on-one.
And Beatles has kicked this goal. Keeps it very interesting there.
Yeah, puts them right back in the game. Well, we said they probably needed one to stay in it. Melbourne Uni did manage to bring back that goal, which they were up so far this quarter, but their second goal for the quarter now.
Yeah, second goal for the quarter.
Second goal for the quarter now puts them back within striking distance. I do think they probably need to be within one. It hasn't been a really free-flowing open game, so I do think if they can at least peg one back or maybe get a couple of behinds late in the quarter to really hold them down.
Ball up in the centre of the ground. Even contest between Watton and Stark. Melbourne Uni get the clean possession there. We've got tackled by an Eastern Devil. Ball goes forward. Moana Hope plays the body well there. She's got the ball, takes on a couple of players, gets a handball inboard, kicking forward to Melissa Beatles again, who takes another great mark. She's probably about 40 metres out now. Going to kick from about 40. Looks to chip in over the top, but goes back. Is going to have another shot on goal. She gets this goal. It's going to be very interesting.
Did the true full forward thing then and pretend like you're going to give it off to the player running free in a goal and then think better about it and take the responsibility yourself.
I was gonna.
Just couldn't get over the top. And she misses this one to the near side. They're starting to win the football again, and they're starting to put a bit of pressure on it. I think they just need a bit of an X factor. Maybe someone like a Winnie Cuthbertson, throw her up forward. She can create. Throw her in the midfield for just a couple of minutes. Something to really revive them. It doesn't have to be your day, but it certainly can be your moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Captain's goal would be nice too, I'm sure. Oh look, there's a handful of players out there who would love to take the ball, take the game. Emma Carney's playing well down there. She's got the ball out of the half-back flank, kicked it out. Ball's fumbled from Melbourne Uni, made a little bit hard for herself, but she takes on Eastern Devils and gets a kick out. Doesn't quite hit her opponent. Both Wattons are around the ball. Eastern Devils get the ball kicking forward now. 3 Melbourne Uni players there. Just kicks over towards Sian Wilson. No, Caitlin Ashmore, once again, she's got the ball. She's taken the player on. She's taken a bounce. She's taken another bounce. She's quick, but she's running further away. Just to the side. It's a wide ground, but she's got it inboard to the forward 50. To a full forward, sorry. Gets a handball back up. She's working hard, Ashmore. Very hard indeed.
Very good today, Caitlin Ashmore. Very good today. Ball slips out of the back of the pack now. Melbourne Uni keeping the ball alive as they do so well. Another kick back inside 50. Only as far as Meg Hutchins, who handballs wide towards the boundary. He's stirred across the half-back flank. Sends it up the wing. 2 players running for it. There's Ashmore again, having a bit of a purple patch as she sends it back inboard. Pressure on the kick as it went inside 50. Made it fumble around. Picked up here now by, I believe that's Scott, I think. Goes long up the wing. Sparks underneath it. Takes a very good mark. Looking inboard now, goes straight back up the line where the ball's come from. Eva, very good mark from Alicia there. About 65, 70 metres out from goal, looking for a target, looking to slow it down. Quarter running towards an end. All but 2 players in front of this footy here. Long kick in towards the 50. Brilliant mark taken there by I can't actually see that far away.
Only 7 points in the game here, so Melbourne Uni will definitely be looking at getting a goal before the end of this quarter. And doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Is she going to have a shot still?
Have a go, why not?
They all rush back towards the line. And as most do, having a shot from outside 50, it has fallen short. Interesting in 3/4 time, 7 points of margin. As I said, I think the Devils really need some sort of spark. Really something, and I don't mean Lauren Spark to swap teams. But, they do need a bit of an injection, maybe up forward or in the midfield. Just a purple patch of 5 minutes where they can get a couple of goals. And for Melbourne Uni, they lost the quarter, but they really did control the play for patches really well there. I think they've just got to keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
getting
absolutely.
Emma Carney in and under. She's playing absolutely fantastic today. And Caitlin Ashmore in the wing and using those players. Those 2 have probably been the best players on the park.
Yeah, she's
today.
been great. And Alicia Eva's been working really hard as well, all around the ground, which has been great. And up forward, Lauren Burns, I mean, she's probably the one that could step up for Melbourne Uni in this last quarter. If you really want to have someone, change the game, she could do that for their team, I reckon.
Definitely.
So, it's going to be an interesting last quarter. You're watching the Victorian Women's Football League Premier Division, Eastern Devils versus Melbourne Uni Muggers. The scores are Devils... the Devils are 6 goals, 5-41 to Muggers, 5 goals, 4-34. Once again, would like to thank major sponsors of the Victorian Women's Football League. We've got the Melbourne Football Club, who have been massive supporters of female football for many, many years, and also MFB for their sponsorship over the last few years as well. We'll be back very shortly with David Speed and myself, Bobby McCumber. Thanks for listening. Welcome back to the Premier Division game between Eastern Devils and Melbourne United. Score is Eastern Devils 6 goals 541 lead to Muggers 5 goals 434. Lou Watton gets a tap in her favour. Eastern Devils going into their forward immediately. Ball goes over the top of both Melbourne Uni and Eastern Devils, but Melbourne Uni's favour, Percival, I believe it is, gets that ball. Ball going to the side. Looks like we're going to have another boundary throw in here.
She's been very good today.
Yeah, I was about to say, the contest between her and Hope has been great. I saw them play on each other a couple of times last year as well, and once again, I hadn't heard of Percival before, but after that game, she really stood out. She's a good...
the vote catching hair as well,
yeah.
by the way, that also helps.
It does. We're going to have another boundary throw in. And the forward 50 for the Eastern Devils. Stark looks like she gets a favourable tap there. Ball spills. Umpire's called something.
A hold off the ball, I believe.
And Emma Carney from Melbourne Uni gets a ball, kicks straight away. We're going to get the free kick up here to Melbourne Uni. She played that well. She had 2 Eastern Devils on her. Went straight for the ball and she got the free kick in the back row a bit too high. So Melbourne Uni kicking to the side of the opposite side of the ground now. It's about halfway between both ends. And Melbourne Uni now pushing down. Kicking forward to the tallest person on the ground in Lou Watton. Not the person that Muggers wanted to kick it to. Lou Watton now taking her time, looking for her options. She's going to stick down to the wing side. Aim with Shelley Beggs. Ball goes over the top. Melbourne Uni get the ball once again and kicking it back straight back to Lou Watton. Got a bit of ping pong going on at the moment.
As so happen it does. I mean, if you go straight back where the footies come from, so often the numbers outweigh and it just goes back and forward. As I say now, she brings it back into the middle and Spark takes a very good defensive mark, but at least it opens it up a little bit when you bring it back in through the corridor.
And Spark's done well. Kicking forward to the forward flank of Alicia Eva. Alicia Eva kicks forward. Beautiful kick. Beautifully to Pound from Melbourne Uni. Goes back. She's going to be kicking from 50. She chips it up forward. Aim is burned. She's playing on 4 people, so she's done well. She's picked up her own crumbs. She's going to have a shot on goal. Oh. And it's going to go through for a point. She's done extremely well there, playing on 4. Probably needed a couple more crumbers up there, Melbourne Uni. Eastern Devils are going to have the kick out. Melbourne
also,
Uni
young Gabriella Pound. I mean, this is the first time I've really noticed her in terms of football. She's had a very good game up forward today.
Yeah, she's done well. She's done well. Now Lou Watton has the ball right in the back pocket here along the boundary. He's going to push the boundary again. Kicked about 40 metres. Melbourne Uni's Emma Carney has taken the mark on the 50. She doesn't muck around. She boots it into the top of the square. And Burns has taken the mark from Melbourne Uni.
Play on.
She's gone to play on and she's kicked the goal. No,
missed.
It's been called touched.
Well, it was actually touched in the air, and then the call was to play on straight away. I didn't see it touched off the boot, though.
So we're going to have another kick in there. She's got to make sure she keeps her head there, Burns. She did quite well there, and she can still change a game. She has been the target, the main goal kicker for Melbourne Uni Muggers. So Jo Watton takes the mark. Wasn't happy with the little tap that she got with it, but she's got the ball. Kicks it forward. Eastern Devils got the ball on the side.
Ashley Vanderstat now takes it back inboard and sends it long up towards the half-forward flank. Beautifully cut off from Nicola Stevens there. Has been very good across that half-back line today. Stevens now looking for a target. Goes straight where the footies come from. Up goes Sparks and Murraywood. Spark. Oh, play on's a call. I thought she's caught one there. Handball over the top to McGeck. She gets run down by Gogos. Brilliant chase down from Angelica Gogos there. Looking for a target inboard. Spark is still down. She is in all sorts. Nicola Stevens getting stuck into... There's a few players getting stuck into Murraywood down right in front of us. Long kick into the half-forward flank. Flyers go up. Ashmore drops it. Picked up here.
Kaluzi's got the ball. She kicks it in forward to Burns. Good contest there by Watton and Burns.
Yeah, that's really good stuff there. You know, the fullback coming across and getting the punch in, and Lauren Burns holding a position very well. It's great footy to watch. Throw in now. Watton taps it down to the advantage of Shelley Beggs as she falls to her knees and gets the handball out the back of the pack. No one can clear it out wide. Emma Oliver now. Handball's back to Watton. Watton sends it up towards the wing, towards McGeck. Up there's Cuthbertson and Trent as Melbourne Uni get their hands on the footy first. Gogos had it in her hands and she's lost it. Now call her ball up. 65 out from Melbourne Uni's goal. Still holding that 8-point lead. Ball goes up. Beautifully tapped out by Spark, but only as far as the Devils players as they hook it back in towards the centre corridor. There's a Hope with nothing in front of her. Takes it along, sends it out wide. Foster in the middle of the ground. Can't play on. Beautifully covered there from Melbourne University. Sends it wide into towards Beatles, 1-on-1. Ball goes over the top. No one can pick it up. Handball over the back from Melbourne Uni as they try and clear it. They go up towards a wide wing. Ball bounces in front of the players, and we'll have a boundary throw in far wing.
It's a good contest. We had a good contest back here where I think Stark got a clip on the head. Mara was going for the ball and certainly got a little bit forward, which is great. I mean, everyone wants to win this game and everyone's doing what they can. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was probably accidental, but it's.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's why the umpire didn't call.
The Melbourne Uni players, really fly the flag for their teammates.
Absolutely.
Ball out the back now as it's sent in towards the Melbourne Eastern Devils 50. No one can take clean positions. It's banged on the boot. Mark taken about 75 out from goal. Looking to send it back in now towards the centre half forward position. No one there for the Devils again. Ball's taken out wide now. 2-on-1 situation. Beautifully cut off. Sends it long in towards 50 towards the Hope direction. Ball slips out of bounds on the full.
Who was that kicked that ball in? That was
I missed that. It was a little bit far away. I do believe it may have been Hannah Scott.
Yep.
But, yeah. She played well today, Hannah.
Eastern Devils have got the ball and they've kicked it towards a boundary. We're going to have another boundary throw in. It's at the top of Melbourne Uni's forward 50. Scoreboard end, we're going to have another throw in. Ball's gone over the top. Melbourne Uni have got the ball at the back and just chipped it forward. Eastern Devils reap the rewards. Giving the handballs off to Meg Hutchins, who's chipped it in to the top of the 50 for Melbourne Uni. Ball's hit the ground. No one's picking up the ball yet. No one's getting a clean possession of it. Eastern Devil got the handball out there now and kicking back into their forward 50. Moana, I beg your pardon, Beatles was the target there, but we're going to go out of bounds. So about 25 metres from 25 metres out on the boundary towards the scoreboard end.
I see Cuthbertson coming up towards the bench. This is the stage where I thought she'd be really handy in a forward pocket here.
I was just thinking the same thing about Lauren Burns, who just came off from Melbourne Uni. But Melbourne Uni, both teams are doing great with rotation. So, I mean, it could just be, it could be smart saving them for the end of the quarter. So.
Ball's knocked out the back here. Eastern Devils in control. Ball slips in towards the half-forward line. No one can take a mark as it drops to the ground. Melissa Beatles, 55 out. Slams it on the boot. Sends it in towards the Shelley Beggs direction in the forward pocket. Knocked out of her hands and knocked out of bounds.
Good work by Nicola Stevens there, defensive there.
Yeah, very good above her head, Nicola Stevens. Very handy in the last line of defence there. Still so young as well. She's got a big future ahead of her, Nicola. Boundary throw in. Watton takes it, gives a handball straight away out the back to Jessica Trent, throws it on the boot and towards the full forward direction. Moana Hope can't take it as it slips out the back and goes into the point.
Once again, that's a good battle up there, just looking there between Moana Hope and Percival. Good, strong contest. It'd be a struggle for Moana to get any space, and Percival's doing so well, considering all the experience that Moana has on her as well.
She's done very well on her today. I know it's Mo's first game back in at senior level, but she's done a very good job on it today.
Well, she played a handful of senior games last year as well.
Do we have a free kick here? Dumped as she kicked it.
Eastern Devils are going to have a free kick. On the boundary, but probably about 35 out. Scoreboard end. Centre the ball.
Back in board. Ooh, nearly mark taken. Dropped in here as the players dive on top of it, converge of it. It's just knocked forward, kicked off the ground by Nicola Stevens. She tries to save anything and he goes out towards the boundary and we'll have a boundary throw-in. 35 metres out from the Devils' goal. 7 points of margin. They just can't get that goal to get them back into it. Melbourne Uni have responded very well all day.
They have. We're going to have another boundary throw-in. Going to have to do that one again. Boundary umpire once again is stuffed. McBride, she's had to play all day now. She's running the boundary. Now you're asking her to throw it in again. Are you kidding me? I'm just commentating what she would be thinking.
Yeah, that's I definitely feel for her. She's struggling
she must be knackered.
Missed the ruckman again. It's not exactly an easy ground to run the boundary on.
No.
City Oval. Ball out the back now. Clearance well from Melbourne Uni, but only far as Murraywood as she brings it down the ground. Here's Sturt. Went without it. Quick kick in from Ashmore. She knocks it up forward. Only 2 players forward of the contest as a kick forward. Emma Oliver tries to jump on top of it. Picked up here by Joe Watton. Knocks it back to Shakira Carver-Moore. Hands out to Murraywood as she bangs it straight back down the line to where it come from. Tess McAvoy. Brilliant mark against her opponent in the middle of the ground, Cara Jeffers. McAvoy now looking for a target to kick to. Nothing much on offer as the players stream back. Goes wide now, takes it even wider. Probably not the best option she could have taken as they just bangs it on the boot and towards 50. Ashmore dropped a mark. It went straight through the bed basket. Handball's out wide, and now we'll have a boundary throw in about 65 out from Melbourne Uni's goal.
Ashman will be disappointed at that. She's been doing well, especially the last quarter and coming into this fourth quarter as well. Unfortunately, dropped possession, but Eastern Devils don't have it. We've got a boundary throw in. Lou Watton taps it towards Emma Carney, who gets a handball out. Melbourne Uni kicking it into their 50. Looks like it's going to go to Eastern Devils. Hands hit the ground. Good tackle there by by Eastern Devils on Melbourne Uni. Still a lot of pressure. Meg Hutchins, cool head, grabs the ball and kicks it out of defence. Eastern Devils have control of the ball once again. Kicking out to the wing. Nicola Stevens done very well there from behind, and we're going to have a boundary throw in. She had a couple of players on her there, so she's done well to bring it to a throw in there, Nicola Stevens. Yeah,
she's done very well today. I think she's definitely moving up, pressing up, and keeping that ball locked down so they can't get quick clearances inside their forward 50.
Girls will really be feeling it in this last quarter with the big ground. It's been a high-pressure game the whole way as well. They haven't really had a chance to rest. They can rest at the final siren, so...
Free kick, deliberately out of bounds, right out of bounds in the full. I missed that one. Melbourne Uni now as they try and pump it back into its 50. Oh, takes a player on brilliantly. And the arrogant handball forward. Another handball back inside 50. No one can take the mark. It picked up here by Freeman as she holds it up, and we'll have a ball up about 45 metres out from Melbourne Uni's goal. I'll tell you, a goal here with already 7 points up. A goal here could make it very, very difficult for the Eastern Devils to win this game.
Well, Carney's played that well. She's going to get the high tackle. No, she's going to have the ball up there. Carney or Byrne, I say. There's going to be a goal in here.
Ball falls over the top. Brilliantly rode my worry. She gets tackled straight away. Ball over the back. Eva puts it towards the top of the square as the players converge. 2 Devils players went up against each other. Drops to the advantage of Melbourne Uni. Shot at goal. And she's just everything.
Alicia Eva was very team orientated in the fact that she actually went back a little bit rather than have a ping at goal, just lashing at it. Unfortunately, there weren't any of her players there. Eastern Devils have the ball out. Miss handball. Alicia Eva's going to make the most of that. She's got the ball kicking into 50. Target is Byrne. Byrne has taken a one-handed mark. And once again, she's in the same spot that she's been in the last 3 shots on goal. So she's got one of them, missed 2. One has gone each way. So what are your thoughts on this one, Speedy? What do you think she's going to do?
Oh, it could make it very difficult for the Eastern Devils as she kicks this. She can really start putting the nails in the coffin.
Oh, and she gives it a good go.
And she has... Just that last minute, she put it so high up in the air and hit the top of the post. Just that last minute, it just felt like it just faded. As they say in golf, one more roll and it would have been in.
Hutch's got the ball, she's kicked out. Played on and went to kick it out. We're going to have a ball up about 45 metres from Mugger's goal. So starting to get a little bit exciting, I think. Crowd are getting a little bit louder.
They are. They're certainly feeling it down there. It's right in front of the crowd as well. There's a bit of energy in the game. Jessica Trend now can't do anything with it. Here's Wiggles and she handballs, keeps the ball alive in the forward 50. Thrown forward, dumped to the ground, and there'll be a free kick downfield.
Scott, she did well there. She got the kick and then she got flung to the ground.
Shelley Beggs, once again, taking advantage of a kick down the ground.
She
Don't think she was
does.
anywhere near it. She plays on now.
She does tend to pop up there,
Fills
doesn't
it
she?
long towards centre half forward. No target to kick to as they kick to the smallest player on the ground. Jessica Trent first, front and centre to it. She gets brought back down the ground. Oh, they really need one here, I think. They're more than a goal behind. They'll probably really need one here to get
Absolutely,
bring
yeah.
themselves back
Eastern
in it.
Devils certainly do. That's it. Get the handball out. McNamara running to it. She's going to be the first one to it. Melbourne Uni on her tail. She gets the handball back. Misses the target but gets it on the bounce. Cuthbertson kicks it in to Shelley Beggs. Shelley Beggs kicks it forward. See Jessica Foster running into the forward. Ball goes over the top. She's running towards Beatles. Gives the hands off. Beatles gets tackled. Can't quite shrug the tackle. Gets a handball out but doesn't go to any of her players. Melbourne Uni have got the ball once again. Kicking forward now to their forward flank towards the other side of the ground. Leisha Eva doing well. Running hard. Gets the handball up to her feet of her teammate. But the ball's still not in anyone's favour at the moment. Ball spills to the ground. No one's actually got complete control of it. Umpires trying to let the play go on, but unfortunately we're going to have another ball up there.
Yeah, it was very interesting that. I mean, Shelley Beggs took a very good mark at centre forward. She played on straight away to try and kick it towards the advantage of Foster. Also, Beatles brought her opponent up to the play. Ball slipped over the back and the ball's now transitioned 70 metres away from where it was. Ball knocked out now, 2-on-1 here for the Devils. Murraywood clearing, switch out towards Winnie Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson can take off now as she does, and she kicks it long up towards Trent at centre half back. Trent keeps in front of her, but 2-on-1 here for Melbourne Uni. Handball goes back towards the McAvoy direction. McAvoy puts it even back further towards Phillips. Phillips tackled there by McGeck. Now McNamara put a bit of pressure on as the kick goes forward to Melbourne Uni.
Good
Very
kick there by
mark at centre
Wicklesmith.
forward. Yeah, very good kick. Ball goes long in towards the forward line. One-on-one situation again. Third man up there from Cuthbertson manages to bring it down on the ground, and we'll have a bounce. 25 metres out from the Melbourne Uni goal.
Carney was near that. I thought she was going to get the hands and get that goal. I picked either Burns or Carney. I thought I was in with the money there. I'm going to have a ball up 25 metres out directly in front, Melbourne Uni's end. Watton and McQueen. Watton gets a tap out. Eastern Devils get the kick. Good defensive kick to the top of the defensive 50. Melbourne Uni get a good punch there. Eastern Devils still look to have control, running towards the boundary, getting the kick off there. Ball goes to no one in the direction of Eastern Devils. And Eastern Devils, McNamara is going to get the free kick. Melbourne Uni holding her jumper there and she can have possession of the ball. She kicks forward, look for Moana Hope.
Come a long way up the ground, Moana Hope there. Ball down towards inside 50, holding the ball against the Eastern Devils. Brilliant tackle there. Percival again against Hope. She's had a very good day down on the last line of defence. Sends it in long up towards the centre half forward. Only player up, it goes with Scott. Scott knocks it backwards towards Carver Moore, even further back towards Freeman. Freeman can't take it. There's a bit of pressure on. Brilliant tackle from Alicia Reaver. Free kick for a hole to Alicia Reaver.
She did play that actually quite well. The other player kind of tried to hold her arm around to make it as though it wasn't, but Alicia ended up getting that free kick, which was there. Now she's going to kick it to the top of the square. Byrne is the target. Hutchinson has first hands on the ball, can't take the mark, And we're going to have another ball up, about 25 metres out. Melbourne Uni's forward 50. It's intense. They could get a goal here. Eastern Devils working extremely hard to make sure that doesn't happen. Ball gets kicked forward. Drops short of Burns. Emma Paterno gets the ball, hands out. Wicklesma gets the ball, handballs it out. Giving them a little bit more space by pulling out. Eastern Devils working extremely hard in here as well. No one's got complete control of the ball, and we're going to have another ball up here. The girls will be absolutely knackered, wouldn't they?
It out there. Every player jumping on top of it. The crowd's getting into it. Not long to go in the last quarter now. 8-point lead to the Melbourne Uni team. Ball goes up. Knocked out by Watton to advantage of Trent. She went without it and jumps on Vanderstad on top of Carney, I think it is, and we'll have another ball up. Two ruckmen again. Up goes Watton, knocks it down. Carney first in at it as the ball slips out. McQueen now went with, lost it to Sturt. Sturt. Oh, holding the ball. Fiona Sturt has been pinged here for holding the ball 20 or 35 metres out directly in front.
Paterno's the one with the free kick here, the one that played the tackle. So Emily Paterno is about 18 years of age. She played for VU St Albans Spurs last year, coming across to Melbourne Uni this year. She's done well so far this season. Can she kick this goal to really do it for Melbourne Uni? She does. Kicked a great goal.
Yeah, really good finish to a really good tackle there, and gets the spoils that they deserve, and really puts the pressure on Melbourne Uni. Now they now slipped. To the Eastern Devils. Now they slipped to just over 2 goals behind. They've kicked the only goal of the quarter so far, and it's a long way back from here. I think we're about 20 minutes into the quarter now, or somewhere around that.
Yeah, be around
so there
that.
couldn't be long left.
Yeah, surely there wouldn't be... well, I'm terrible with time. There could be 15 minutes to go. Let's be honest, Speedy. So I'm going to go with you. Watton gets a tap out. No one picks up cleanly. Devils eventually get that ball, get the handball out, and they're pushing it forward. Smothered there by Paterno. Gets the handball out. Melbourne Uni still fighting for the ball and pushing it forward, pumping it into their forward 50 again. That's a good, strong mark there by Shakira. The centre half back line there. Took on 2 players. Meg Hutchins got the ball now. Thumping kick forward along the wing. Eastern Devils are going to have to work extremely hard now if they're going to win.
Oh yeah, they need a goal in the next couple of minutes. I think they really need to put the pressure on. I think that if they can get one, Melbourne Uni might stop and try and defend it. But at the moment, I really can't see the Mungers losing.
3 minutes to go in the game, so you weren't far off with the 5 minutes. My 15 minutes. Thank God I'm not timekeeper. Ashmore got the ball in the centre of the ground, chipping forward. Doesn't hit the target. Eastern Devils got possession of the ball. Gets stolen from Emma Carney. Kate McQueen gets a handball out. One-on-one contest here. Both go to ground. Ball still in about 40 metres into the forward 50 for Melbourne Uni. Melbourne Uni got another free kick here. Alicia Eva. She's going to be kicking from about 45 metres out. So
if she kicks this it, I am calling it. This will be it. I think this goal here, if she kicks this will be the win.
I think a score. It's going to be extremely hard for Eastern Devils now. So
they've just made it so hard for them all day in terms of bringing the ball forward.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something, it may not be the prettiest win that you've had, but it's something that certainly the coach will be a lot more rapt about. They've pressured the ball. It's been a little bit workmanlike at times. They've lost the momentum. They've managed to wrestle it back, and they've really held on for what eventually will be a brilliant win.
Yep. Meg Hutchins again kicking out. She played on and kicked it about 15 metres, pushing it forward up to their half flank, but Melbourne Uni got possession of the ball now on the opposite wing. Moving forward, kicking on the half forward flank, we've got Emily Paterno kicking into the forward 50. Oh, McQueen going up for a specky. Ball getting pushed out to the boundary line, top of the 50 on the far side. Melbourne Uni look to have the game in their hands.
Yeah, I guess now we better start thinking about some better players for the day, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You normally only remember the people that kicked the last couple of goals. That was where I kind of used to stand up. Wouldn't do anything for 3 quarters, and the last couple.
Kick a last goal when you're up by 10 goals, and did you see me today? I got no votes.
If only I could kick a goal. Stacey Burke can have another ball up here. And Lou Watton's being pinged for pushing her opponent in the back. Burns got the ball in the pocket there, trying to handball it back in, but intercepted by Meg Hutchins from the Devils. We're going to have a boundary throw in again. McBride, Hutch's cousin, going to be absolutely rapt to be throwing the ball in once again.
I think she just will want that siren to go more than anyone, to be honest.
That throw in is coming a million miles at your head, I'll tell you. But she's volunteering. She's doing a goddamn good job after playing 4 quarters of football. So, and a pretty ribbon.
It is a very pretty ribbon.
Oh, there we go.
Brilliant.
Save the best for last.
Brilliant.
Oh, no,
She
unfortunately.
gets to do it again.
She'll be having a go at Watto. What are you doing to me, Watto?
Knock it in ground.
Surely we're down to the last few seconds in this, under a minute at least. Yeah, I think they're about to press the buzzer and Melbourne Uni will be celebrating.
Well, they might. Let's see if they can try and get one last one, just for a bit of icing on the cake. As I say that, the siren goes. And I think it was, as I said before, I think it was just a real gutsy, hard, tough win. And it was well deserved. A couple of times, they were not struggling, but, they were really, their backs up were against it early in the first quarter. I mean, They did get that first goal in the first minute, but then for, probably the next 10 or 15 minutes, they were really under the pump, and they managed to slow it down. And they managed to really just hold the Devils out. And I think they won the first quarter by a goal, the second quarter by a goal, and the last quarter by a goal. And that's all it takes, just winning a tough, hard slog by 1 goal a quarter. And they're going to walk away here 14-point winners. But in retrospect, the game was probably a little bit closer than that.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Melbourne Uni are going to be wrapped with that win as well. That makes them a game clear on the ladder. They'll be sitting third. St Kilda are playing Darebin, so you'd think the Darebin, being the dominant team this year, would win that. So, Melbourne Uni are going to be a game clear sitting third there. It's going to be very competitive, the finals this year. We're going to have some new teams in there. But the likes of Eastern Devils who have been in there, St Kilda might jump in there as well with Melbourne Uni. It's going to be very tough. But good fought-out game today, and well done to both teams. Best players? A couple of the best that stood out to you?
Well, for me, I think Emma Carney was very good in the middle.
Yeah, she really
I'd probably
is.
give her the 3 today.
Yep.
Just tireless in and out all day. Young Caitlin Ashmore on the wing.
Yeah, she
thought
did
was,
well for a little bit then, didn't she?
Thought was very good. And probably from the Devils, you'd probably either give it to or maybe Lou Watton or maybe Candice Freeman. I thought they were both very good today as
Freeman
well.
did quite well, and Watton, she worked hard all day as well.
Worked hard all day as well. So, those are probably my better players on the park. A couple of other players, a couple of forwards, they probably could have snuck in there, but I thought they probably had the most effect on the game.
Yep. All right, well, thanks very much for listening in, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. I've been Bobby McCumber, this is David Speed, and you've watched the Victorian Women's Football League Round 7 match between the Eastern Devils and Melbourne Uni. With the final scores there, 5 goals for 34 the Devils, to Melbourne Uni, 6 goals of 7 goals.
7-7.
There we go. Melbourne Uni have won that game. Thanks very much for listening in, and we hope to catch you next time.